incredible advancements revealed. The United States has unveiled groundbreaking details about its next-generation aircraft, showcasing technology that redefines modern aviation. These advanced machines boast unmatched stealth, advanced AI systems, and hypersonic speeds. How will these capabilities change air combat and dominate the skies? What are the challenges these aircraft are currently experiencing? Join us as we reveal interesting details concerning the U.S. new technologically advanced fighter jets. The common knowledge of the U.S. Air Force's NGAD is that it is a program designed to create a sixth-generation fighter to replace the F-22 Raptor and to create a highly advanced air superiority aircraft capable of dominating even the toughest battlefields. However, much more is unknown and kept out of the public eye. At its core, the program focuses on developing a manned sixth-generation fighter with advanced technology to counter threats from advanced adversaries. It boasts of advanced stealth technology that allows it to operate seamlessly even in highly contested environments, where it can easily evade detection by radar. Its superior stealth capabilities are achieved through advanced materials and design techniques that make detecting aircraft challenging for radar systems. This technology enables the fighter jet to undertake critical missions that would have been impossible with conventional aircraft. Furthermore, the fighter's survivability is enhanced by its ability to operate in high-threat environments, making it an invaluable asset on the battlefield. One of the key advantages of these aircraft is their exceptional speed and agility. With the ability to reach impressive speeds, they can maneuver quickly and easily perform evasive actions. This provides a significant edge in evading threats and executing tactical maneuvers in combat scenarios. Speed and agility make these aircraft highly effective in various contexts, from air-to-air combat to reconnaissance missions. However, this program has come to a standstill due to the rising costs. The cost, projected to be hundreds of millions per aircraft, combined with the rapid growth of autonomous technologies, have prompted the Air Force to reconsider its strategy. This pause allows for a careful evaluation and review of whether a mix of manned and unmanned systems might offer a more effective and affordable solution for future air dominance. The review aims to take a fresh look at the needs for the sixth-generation fighter and decide if the current plan matches the changing threats and budget challenges. The outcome could change the program's direction, moving away from a manned sixth-generation fighter to a smarter, more cost-effective system of systems approach. Air Force Secretary Frank Kendall stressed the importance of this review, saying it will help decide if the Air Force should continue with a manned NGAD fighter or shift to a strategy using multiple connected platforms. The review will also study how unmanned systems, like collaborative combat aircraft, can work alongside or even take over some tasks of traditional fighter jets. This could lead to a bold new way of achieving air superiority, combining human pilots with advanced autonomous technology for a more flexible and efficient force. The B-21 Raider seems to be playing a key part in this review, as the Air Force considers giving the advanced stealth bomber a bigger role in shaping the future of air dominance. This isn't surprising, given the B-21 has already earned the title of the world's first sixth-generation aircraft, combining cutting-edge technology with unmatched stealth capabilities. As the Air Force explores its next steps, the B-21 may go beyond its traditional bombing missions, becoming a central player in a broader air dominance strategy. Its advanced systems and versatility make it a strong contender for tackling evolving threats in ways that go beyond the typical role of a bomber. This review could redefine the B-21's place in modern warfare, showing that its potential goes far beyond what was initially envisioned. The future of air power might rely heavily on this groundbreaking aircraft. Earlier this year, Air Force Secretary Frank Kendall called for a strategic pause to carefully evaluate the direction of the NGAD program. The pause reflects a growing realization that modern warfare is rapidly evolving, with autonomous systems like collaborative combat aircraft playing an increasingly important role. This shift has prompted the Air Force to revisit its original plans and reconsider whether a manned sixth-generation fighter is still the best solution for future air superiority. Rather than continuing forward without question, the review is taking a step back to the very beginning. It aims to re-examine the fundamental requirements for the next-generation aircraft, ensuring it aligns with the changing nature of threats and advances in technology. The Air Force is weighing whether a mix of manned and unmanned platforms could better meet operational needs while addressing cost and efficiency concerns. This reflective approach signals a willingness to adapt and innovate, embracing the possibilities offered by autonomous systems while carefully evaluating how a manned sixth-generation fighter fits into the broader picture. The results of this review could lead to a major shift in strategy, potentially redefining what air dominance looks like in the years ahead. Vice Chief of Staff James C. Slife explained that the Air Force is revisiting its approach to air superiority by reevaluating its fundamental goals. He suggested that the key question might not only be about building a sixth-generation manned fighter, but also about finding the best way to achieve air superiority in contested environments. These are related but distinct challenges, requiring a broader perspective. Initially, the focus was on developing a state-of-the-art fighter with unmatched capabilities. However, the emphasis is now shifting to a more integrated strategy. This new approach considers how systems like collaborative combat aircraft, advanced bombers such as the B-21, and a distributed network of platforms can work together. Unmanned systems might complement manned fighters, reducing dependence on costly, traditional, sixth-generation aircraft. A major factor influencing this shift is the rising cost of the NGAD program, with each aircraft estimated to cost hundreds of millions of dollars. Under Air Force Secretary Frank Kendall's leadership, the service is exploring ways to make the program leaner and more efficient. This includes spreading the NGAD's capabilities across multiple systems, which could help lower overall costs while maintaining effectiveness. Also, the Air Force appears to be moving away from focusing on a single, highly advanced fighter jet, and instead leaning toward a more flexible, network strategy. This would involve combining unmanned systems, bombers, and more cost-effective fighters into a coordinated system. Air Force Secretary Frank Kendall had already hinted that the program might shift significantly to reduce costs, aiming for a unit price lower than the F-35. Vice Chief of Staff James C. Slife supported this shift, suggesting that distributing capabilities across multiple platforms could redefine air superiority. Slife explained that advanced system integration now allows for a more disaggregated approach. For instance, instead of having all capabilities in one fighter, radar systems could be located separately from munitions, creating a broader and more adaptable network of assets. General David Albin also shared a conceptual idea called the light fighter, though it was later revealed to be an AI-generated concept used for a presentation. Albin emphasized the need to shift from the traditional built-to-last mindset of past decades to a built-to-adapt approach. He highlighted that many older aerospace systems were designed under the assumption they would remain relevant far into the future, a notion that might no longer hold true in today's rapidly evolving technological landscape. Focusing on the F-35, a formidable aircraft that has also been a source of much debate, its maker calls the F-35 a stealthy, fast, and the future of global air dominance, while a recent book titled The Trillion-Dollar Train Wreck, written by respected analyst Bill Sweetman, paints a very different picture. Both of these perspectives have some validity, but today most attention on the F-35 is focused on the issues plaguing the program. These challenges are largely tied to problems with the Technology Refresh 3 upgrade, which has led to a suspension of F-35 deliveries. Since July 2023, all aircraft coming off the production line, built to TR-3 standards, have been placed into storage while awaiting a solution to allow the new configuration to be certified. In testimony before the House Armed Services Tactical Air and Land Forces Subcommittee on April 16, Air Force Lieutenant Gen. Mike Schmidt, the head of the F-35 Joint Program Office, admitted that he was getting tired of over-promising and under-delivering. He outlined ongoing issues with the Technology Refresh 3 upgrade, expressing frustration at being unable to provide a specific date for when the F-35 would be delivered as promised. Schmidt acknowledged the need to change the narrative around the program. This situation has sparked anger in Congress, with senior members of the House Armed Services Committee pushing for a reduction in F-35 procurement in FY 25 to 58 aircraft, 10 fewer than the 68 requested by the Department of Defense, and 18 fewer than the 76 in the House's FY 25 defense spending bill. They proposed using the excess funds, around $526 million, to support development, production, and testing aimed at fixing F-35 performance issues. Congressman Adam Smith of Washington, the senior Democrat on the committee, and his colleague Donald Norcross of New Jersey, the senior Democrat on the Tactical Air and Land Forces panel, issued a statement saying, "At a projected total life cycle cost of over $2 trillion, the F-35 is the largest program in DoD history, yet it frequently fails to meet its cost, schedule, and performance targets. This is unacceptable program execution, and Congress should not reward this behavior by buying additional aircraft above the President's budget request." Congressman Seth Moulton recently tried to amend the National Defense Authorization Act to allow the Secretary of Defense to open up the F-35 program to competition. This amendment would involve taking Lockheed Martin's intellectual property, enabling other companies to work on the F-35 software problems. The issues affecting the TR-3 upgrade are just the latest in a series of challenges for the F-35 program. As recently as 2019, there were still 13 critical deficiencies, including some classified as Category 1B problems, which had a critical impact on mission readiness, and others as Category 1A issues, which posed a risk to the operator's life. One particularly unusual problem was finding that prolonged supersonic flight could damage the F-35B and F-35C's structure and surface coatings. For the F-35C, there are restrictions on how fast it can fly. It's limited to Mach 1.3 in afterburner for no more than 50 cumulative seconds. The F-35B can only fly at Mach 1.2 or 18 cumulative seconds, or for 40 seconds at Mach 1.3. This likely prevents the F-35C from reaching the optimum Mach 1.44 speed required for beyond visual range weapon launches. Other issues include a technical problem with the cockpit pressure regulation system, causing severe sinus pain in pilots. There have been multiple issues with the F-35 helmet, with the latest problem being related to the night vision camera. This camera could display horizontal green lines, making it harder for pilots to land on ships when there was little ambient light. The TR-3 upgrade seemed like it should have been straightforward, as it was a relatively minor modification designed to prepare for the upcoming Block 4 suite of upgrades. TR-3 was meant to provide the additional computing power needed for new sensors and weapons, modernize the F-35 computational core with a new L3 Harris integrated core processor, add upgraded memory capacity, and feature a new panoramic cockpit display. TR-3 would also replace the underperforming Autonomic Logistics Information System with the new Operational Data Integrated Network System, which manages F-35 maintenance and spares. However, despite its modest scope, technical issues with TR-3 have caused the upgrade to fall 3 years behind schedule, resulting in a $330 million increase in the F-35 development costs, according to the U.S. Government Accountability Office. This reflects failures in Lockheed Martin's and the JPO's C2D2 methodology, as well as the technical complexity challenges associated with both hardware and software. C-2-D-2 was intended to deliver half-yearly software updates, each with 4 capability increments adding new features. However, this plan has not been followed. The June 2020 software build contained no fewer than 10 increments, with 4 specifically addressing software defects. Flight testing for TR-3 began on January 6, 2023, when Major Ryan Bolo Lurson of the 461st Flight Test Squadron conducted the first flight of an F-35 in the TR-3 configuration at Edwards Air Force Base in California. This flight test squadron, known as the Deadly Jesters, is the Department of Defense's lead unit for developmental flight tests on sensors, weapons, and software across all 3 F-35 variants. From August 2022, they received 6 brand new F-35As to test the technical refresh 3 and Block 4 configurations. These 6 aircraft were necessary to conduct the complex test missions, including using a 4-ship of instrumented test F-35s with TR-3 and another 4 TR-2 aircraft to fully assess the warfighting systems and capabilities of the aircraft. Flight testing quickly revealed that there was a big difference between the software's stability on the ground in Lockheed Martin's fully representative laboratory rigs and the stability of the same software when it was flown live on F-35 flight test aircraft. There's little confidence that a solution to this software stability problem will come quickly or easily. Deliveries planned for July 2023 were pushed back, with Lockheed Martin originally aiming for a new target of April to June 2024. This deadline was also missed. The first production F-35 in an early version of the Tech Refresh 3 configuration was flown during the week beginning November 13, 2023 at Fort Worth, but it couldn't be delivered after this initial vehicle system checkout flight, nor the series of acceptance flights that followed. A handful of other TR-3-enabled production F-35s have been flown, but most aircraft coming off the production line went straight into storage. The JPO said these initial production test flights would allow the final acceptance flight process to move more quickly once the software is finally approved for operational use. As recently as May 2024, the GAO reported that the software problems were still ongoing, with some test pilots having to reboot their radar and electronic warfare systems mid-flight to get them back online. Moving on, the rise of collaborative combat aircraft is changing the Air Force's vision for air dominance. As autonomous technology advances faster than expected, some experts now question whether a manned sixth-generation fighter is as critical as once thought. Instead, pairing CCAs with existing platforms like the F-35 and F-15EX offers a more affordable, flexible path to maintaining air superiority. This shift highlights the Air Force's move toward a system-of-systems strategy where manned and unmanned platforms work together. This approach not only reduces reliance on costly manned jets, but also allows for more adaptable and resilient operations. CCAs can take on various tasks, from surveillance to combat, acting as force multipliers while handling high-risk missions that would traditionally require human pilots. The Air Force is accelerating CCA development with plans to field over 150 units within 5 years. These unmanned aircraft are designed with modular systems and open architectures, making upgrades faster and maintenance simpler. This flexibility ensures the latest technologies can be integrated seamlessly, keeping the Air Force ahead in rapidly evolving battle scenarios. By combining cutting-edge autonomy with adaptability, CCAs are paving the way for a new era of air power. In early 2020, Anduril Industries and General Atomics reached a major milestone by securing contracts to design and test production-ready collaborative combat aircraft. These advanced drones are being developed to work alongside the future NGAD fighters, as well as current aircraft like the F-35. Their roles will include sharing sensor data, coordinating maneuvers, and even taking on combat tasks. The Air Force plans to deploy a diverse fleet of over 1,000 CCAs. These drones are being designed with modular systems, allowing them to carry different weapons and sensors while quickly adapting to various missions. A big breakthrough this year was the February 2024 maiden flight of the XQ-67A, a low-cost drone created by General Atomics under the Off-Board Sensing Station program. This drone, along with the earlier XQ-58A Valkyrie, highlights the common chassis concept. By using shared components for multiple drone models, the Air Force aims to streamline production and cut costs. This strategy allows for a scalable, budget-friendly solution to enhance combat capabilities without relying on expensive manned jets. It also aligns with the Air Force's push for distributed, resilient forces in a time of tightening budgets and evolving threats. The B-21 Raider is taking on an increasingly important role in shaping the Air Force's future. Initially designed as a long-range stealth bomber, the B-21 is now being considered for missions beyond its traditional purpose, including tasks typically reserved for fighter jets like air superiority. This potential shift highlights the Raider's versatility and its place in the evolving next-generation air dominance strategy. General David Alvin recently hinted at a broader role for the B-21, though he stopped short of confirming air dominance or air-to-air combat missions. However, this isn't the first time such possibilities have been discussed. Back in 2 Arvo, Major General Scott Pluce suggested that the B-21's stealth and advanced capabilities could allow it to take on air-to-air combat roles and contribute to air superiority in contested environments. He argued that thinking of it strictly as a bomber might limit its potential. Instead, the B-21 could become part of a larger family of systems, working with other platforms to ensure dominance in the skies. This expanded role could redefine the way the Air Force approaches sixth-generation aircraft. By integrating the B-21 into missions traditionally handled by fighters, the Air Force is exploring how stealth, versatility, and advanced technology can combine to address modern threats. With its ability to defend itself and collaborate with other systems, The B-21 might represent a new kind of multi-role aircraft that adapts to the challenges of highly contested battlefields. The B-21's capability to operate in challenging environments and carry different types of payloads makes it a versatile choice. Since the bomber is already in production, expanding its role could offer a more immediate and cost-effective alternative to the NGAD fighter for certain missions. Thanks for watching. While you are still here, click on the link on your screen to check out another of our videos. See you there.